Yeah, it's nice to get off, I guess, but
এই কন্ডিশনে বাংলাদেশ দুর্দান্ত বল করেছে। প্রথম দিন শুরুতেই উইকেটে ময়েশ্চার ছিল, তারা এটা সর্বোচ্চ কাজে লাগিয়েছে। ফুল লেন্থে খুব সুন্দর বল করেছে। সব মিলিয়ে তারা খুবই ভালো বোলিং করেছে।
sort of got soft after, well, I think the first sort of 8 to 10 overs you sort of got to cash in as a bowler, and then after that it's pretty tough work. But yeah, it was nice to get it. Yeah, pretty much. I guess just try and build pressure. I think
পিচ এখনো ব্যাট করার জন্য ভালো। বাংলাদেশ নতুন বলে আমাদের কিছু উইকেট তুলে নিয়েছে। তারা খুব টাইট বোলিং করেছে। দ্রুত রান তোলাই ভালো কিনা? না, প্রত্যেক ব্যাটার নিজের শক্তির জায়গা বুঝে খেলে। যে যেভাবে স্বাচ্ছন্দ্য সেভাবে ব্যাট করাই ভালো।
fields a little bit, less more defensive fields, in front of the wicket fields, as the game goes on, and probably try and
ম্যাচের ফলাফল এখনো বলা যাচ্ছে না। সেশন বাই সেশন এগোতে হবে। চতুর্থ দিন আমাদের ধীরে ধীরে তাদের চাপে ফেলতে হবে। উইকেট অনুযায়ী এখনো অনেক খেলা বাকি। কাল যদি সারাদিন ব্যাট করতে পারি, এরপর পঞ্চম দিনের নাজুক উইকেটের সুবিধা নিয়ে তাদের কিছু উইকেট তুলে নিতে পারি। দেখা যাক কি হয়।
matches in a row you play, you sort of get better at those. I guess getting through those, longer spells, longer overs, longer time in the dirt. So, yeah, probably lacked a little bit of, I guess.
5 উইকেট পেয়ে ভালো লাগছে। স্মৃতিতে থাকবে অনেক দিন। আমরা আরও ভালো করতে পারতাম। রান আরও কম দেওয়ার সুযোগ ছিল। আজ সবাই ভালো বল করেছে। কিছু ক্যাচ ধরতে পারলে ভালো হতো।
Bit unlucky there with a few of the catches. So, as a group, I think we've handled it pretty well. Obviously, people don't see it. We do a lot of work in those, last 4 or 5 weeks to get some miles in the legs, which I think probably helped us out there. Yeah, I think so. I think it already probably got better as the innings went on. Again, quite a batters we don't tend to come up against all that often. There's not much footage on them, all that sort of stuff in these type of conditions. So it's sort of working out on the run, which I think the communication was really good out there, and in sort of getting that, whether it's a little bit straight, a little bit wide, a little bit fuller, whatever that was. I think that communication piece was pretty good, and we'll keep working on that as the series goes on. I think we made improvements throughout the innings. The Bangladesh paces, yeah, I think they've bowled very well to the conditions. Looking back, it was probably they got the most out of the wicket in the first half of day one, which they maximised. I thought they bowled a nice full length. Ball seemed to seam around for a bit longer, I guess, on day one than it has since then. But yeah, I think they've bowled very well. Yeah, I think you definitely need luck in cricket. That's for sure. I think his intent has been good. He's looked to score, from the outset, and I thought even in the first innings it was probably just summing up the situation more so in that time just before whatever break it was. But I think he's shown good intent from ball one in both innings, and looked to score, put the pressure back on the bowler, and a little bit of luck goes a long way sometimes. So you never know.
A few more here, folks.
Yes and no. I think cricket's my job. It's probably my job to do rehab and try and get back fit. It's no different to anyone else going to work every day. You're just doing a different thing, I guess. The end goal's the same, to get back playing cricket, whether it's here in Darwin or it's at Lords or it's at the MCG. So cricket's cricket for me, and I think just do that work when you're put in that position. It's not a great position to be in, but it's part and parcel of being a fast bowler, and everyone's going to go through it from time to time, and enjoy it when you can play.
Was there any kind of sentimental?
I guess if you put it that way, yeah. I honestly don't think about it too much in that aspect, I guess. You probably think about that a bit more when we're finished, but at the moment you're literally just taking it as it comes. You're playing the game in front of you, and you don't tend to think of it like that. Well, I don't.
So here in
the pitch is still very good to bat on. I think the chances are probably slowing the scoring rate and forcing a mistake that way is probably the way to get the wickets in, and then I guess cashing in on that first new ball and the second new ball if you get to that point, which I thought we did yesterday afternoon very well. But Bangladesh obviously got a couple of quick ones at the start with the new ball again. So once that ball sort of loses that hardness, it doesn't tend to do too much. But I think the way Bangladesh went about their bowling just then, it was pretty tight. They didn't give much away, and found a few results, so that's the way forward, I think.
Do you think putting runs quickly is the best option?
Scoring runs quickly? Not necessarily, no. I think every batter just plays to their strength, whether that is scoring runs like Travis said, or it's knuckling down like Marnus. I think it's you find what works for you. You don't necessarily have a ball with your name on out there, so I think you can just bat whatever you feel comfortable. Yeah, I think it's just taking it, session by session, hour by hour, however you want to break it down. But we're still, I think, 70 behind, is it? Something like that? Yeah. Once we tick those off, hopefully we're still 4 down and you can start to build the pressure. And I'm not sure how the wicket will play. Obviously, I haven't played much in Test cricket, so it was showing a little bit of signs of up and down. If we can bat deep into tomorrow and potentially even the whole day, maybe. There's always opportunities to take 10 wickets on the final day if the wicket is a little bit up and down. So win is still definitely in our mind and always is pretty much. So we'll look to do whatever we can to move towards that. It's nice to tick it off, I guess, but obviously more important things in the moment, I guess, or in the game. Nice wide nick to keeper, so good one for the memory. But it was a pretty tough slog out there, to be honest. So once that ball sort of got soft after, I think the first sort of 8 to 10 overs you sort of got to cash in as a bowler, and then after that it's pretty tough work. But it was nice to get it. Yeah, pretty much. I guess just try and build pressure. I think we probably could have done that better at different stages. The run rate probably just ticked over. Probably take out the back half of their innings. The first half probably ticked over a little bit too quickly. If we can stack a few maidens together, I think you build that way. Whether you change your fields a little bit, or more defensive fields, in front of the wicket fields as the game goes on, and probably try and tighten things up. I think. Well, I know from my point of view, I think I bowled probably 4 out of 6 good balls a lot of the time, and sort of let things off in those other 2. So could have tightened things up a little bit. Yeah, I'm still standing. That's good. It's a pretty tough slog straight up. Obviously, the more matches in a row you play, you sort of get better at those. I guess getting through those, longer spells, longer overs, longer time in the dirt. So, probably lacked a little bit of, I guess, bowling strength. It felt like towards the end of yesterday, but felt like we recovered pretty well and got the pace back up today. Starkey's a freak. He's always over 140, and Paddy and I thought Pat bowled really well today, actually, and a bit unlucky there with a few of the catches. So as a group, I think we've handled it pretty well. Obviously, people don't see it. We do a lot of work in those last 4 or 5 weeks to get some miles in the legs, which I think probably helped us out there.
You mentioned the touch of internal frustration only landing 4 out of 6. You've got, as you said, done a mountain of physical work to get to this point. Is